The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, I'm Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we're taking a close look at the Formula 370 SS powered with Ilmor's twin 483 horsepower gas engines as part of the company's One Drive system. The 370 SS is a premium build with a versatile layout on deck, and below that it can be used for weekend outings, entertaining, or longer cruises. But this particular 370 SS has a little something special in the mechanical space, a pair of 483 horsepower Ilmor 7.4-liter engines as part of the company's One Drive sterndrive propulsion system. For decades, Formula has made its name in offshore racing, so it's little wonder that it found a partnership with Ilmor compelling. Ilmor is a Roger Penske company that engineers and hand builds high-performance racing engines for IndyCar, NASCAR, and ARCA competitions. Let's have a look at the Formula 370 SS. The boat has a length overall of 38 feet 6 inches, a beam of 10 feet 9 inches, and a draft of 3 feet. Starting with an empty weight of 15,100 pounds, then adding about 3/4 fuel, which was about 146 gallons, and 4 people on board plus gear, we had an estimated test weight of 16,911 pounds. The Formula 370 SS has a 21-degree dead rise at the transom and a 2-stepped hull. That dead rise measurement is a good compromise between a really deep V and a flatter bottom. The stepped hull helps efficiency at the top end and at all planing speeds. At 483 horsepower, the Ilmor MV8 7.4-liter engine fills a huge sterndrive engine power gap between 430 horsepower and 520. This hand-built engine has its peak torque at 4,400 RPM and many features that we'll go into later. Powered by a pair of these engines, we reached a top speed of 53.7 miles per hour at 5,364 RPM. At 4,000 RPM, she went 39 miles per hour, burned 42 gallons per hour, and got 0.9 miles per gallon. Best cruise for the 370 SS is at 3,500 RPM, where she averaged 31.9 miles per hour. At that speed, her fuel burn with the Ilmor V8s was 32.7 gallons per hour, and she got 1 mile per gallon for a range of 191 statute miles, all while still holding back at 10% reserve. Sometimes when the builder or an engine maker tests a boat, they get different top speed than does BoatTEST.com. That's not surprising since we use a standardized testing procedure that's the same for all boats we test, and there are dozens of factors that can vary the speed of the same boat, driven by the operator on any given day. So in spirit of full disclosure, when Formula tested the boat, she did go faster. With one person on board and 46% fuel, the Formula Tech got a top speed of 56.7 miles per hour at 5,500 RPM. Their best cruise came in at 4,000 RPM and 40 miles per hour, where the boat burned 40 gallons per hour and got 1.12 miles per gallon for a range of 196 statute miles, again, while still holding back a 10% reserve of the fuel capacity. Our time to plane was 9 seconds, time to 20 miles per hour was 10.5 seconds, and 30 came in wind and 17.5 seconds. The 370 SS had the expected bow rise going from 0 to plane, but once there, she settled down quickly to a cruising angle of about 5 degrees. Her running attitude was consistent as we took this well-mannered boat through the wake of our camera boat. She gripped the water and barely registered any bump at all as the wake passed underneath her 21-degree dead rise running surface. We're happy to report that she didn't need much trim at any RPM setting. As we put her through a series of sharper high-speed turns, the hull leaned predictably inboard with no sign of slipping in the chop. The Formula 370 SS cut such a handsome profile with her John Adams-designed lines and painted hull. She also comes with a 5-year Formula Guard warranty program, which is one of the best in the industry. Therefore, she needs a pair of engines that can match that sort of durability and peace of mind. For that, the Ilmor One Drive is a perfect fit with its 5-year, 500-hour factory-backed limited warranty. Ilmor can add that kind of warranty because there's nothing stock about this engine except its cast GM-supplied 454 block. Ilmor uses its own forged steel crankshaft, rods, and pistons. This construction lies at the core of these engines' durability, holding up their end of the deal with good low-end torque and substantial power. Multiple closed cooling systems use glycol-based coolant and heat exchangers to take heat away from the components, such as the exhaust manifolds and steering system, keeping everything operating within temperature tolerances for optimum performance and durability. These closed cooling systems reduce corrosion in the engine, and Ilmor has engineered simplicity into replacing some of the parts that need to be raw water cooled. For example, the lower section of the exhaust system, which is designed for optimal drainage, can be swapped out thanks to a 2-part construction that leaves the exhaust manifold in place. Ilmor makes the more common maintenance tasks easier too. The engines have a recommended oil service interval of 75 hours with a 150-hour interval for the stern drive unit. All service points are located on top of the engine for easy access, and the oil filter is very prominently placed within its courtesy tray. Good design elements can easily be seen here, such as an aluminum intake that's tuned to deliver the air smoothly and quietly, hoses that are rubber molded in their needed configuration rather than bent to fit those shapes, along with integrated heat exchangers placed to fit closely around the block. And it's not just the engine. The One Drive is a stern drive unit that looks a little larger than most, but for all the right reasons. For one thing, the lower unit was initially engineered to be coupled with diesel engines. That makes sense for this V8 because the more robust gears and shafts, as well as the lubrication system, help ensure everything operates under extreme loads. And the unit's overall size means it serves as a better rudder. This is another big reason why Ilmor can warranty the whole system for 5 years or 500 hours. It also has larger water pickups and exhaust outputs, and the entire housing is bigger because it contains the hydraulic transmission within the upper unit, which makes the unit quieter. There's no clunk like we hear on other stern drives. The hydraulic clutch is operated using electromagnetic relays. And because Ilmor and Formula Boats are partners, Ilmor can carry Formula's paint job right through to the upper unit of the One Drive. Now let's take a look at the features of the 370SS. At the stern, we found shore power, cable TV, telephone, and water hookups positioned at the starboard quarter in stainless steel receptacles. A freshwater shower to port makes it easy for bathers to rinse off as they come aboard. The aft-facing transom seat has a locker under it to stow the cockpit table and cushions, as well as some fenders. Best of all, the seat can transform to a large sun pad using the aft lounge seat back. Cup holders are handy all around this seating, with brushed stainless inserts. The aft-facing seat comes back up at the touch of a button. The Corian top console in the cockpit has a storage bin with built-in drain. Next is a trash can, and last is a cold water wet bar sink with a fold-down faucet. All are under their own lids with rams that hold them vertical and out of the way. A curved front cabinet in the cockpit houses a 2.3 cubic foot isotherm drawer-style refrigerator with brushed stainless front. One section of the settee contains the condenser for the helm and cockpit AC system. Directly abaft the helm seat is the U-shaped cockpit lounge. On deck are the receivers for the legs of a dual-height two-piece table with Corian surface that makes this a dining area. In the lower position, it can take filler cushions to create a large sun pad area. A 35-inch wide helm seat has separate fold-up seats so the operator and companion can each decide if they wish to sit or stand. Note the air conditioning registers delivering cool air right where it's needed. These seats are comfortable thanks to the multi-density foam and soft, weather-resistant surfaces with contrasting color detail and piping. A woven fabric section across the top of the seat back shows smart thinking. Drive with your arm up there on a hot day and you'll know what we're talking about. The steps to the foredeck are near centerline to port of the starboard helm station. The steps have 12-inch risers and a sturdy grab handle. The helm is nicely laid out with easy-to-read white-faced analog Ilmor gauges. 2 fuel gauges flank the centerline compass at the top of the helm, while a speedometer takes front and center with the tach situated beneath. To port is a 12-inch Raymarine Axiom Pro display. The Ilmor MERLIN digital dashboard instrumentation panel is to starboard, a CAN-based touchscreen system that allows the user to program the readout and also grants access to diagnostic information.
This is one of the best readouts we've seen of joystick functionality. It not only shows the direction of the lower units, but the force of their thrusts and the direction the boat will be moving.
The Ilmor One Touch joystick control, Bennett trim tab toggles, and the Ilmor control binnacle are all positioned to starboard. Rocker switches control lights and other electrical systems. The stereo, VHF, and 12-volt DC receptacles all find a home in the helm's lower panel. On the foredeck, a hatch at the bow opens with a gas assist strut to reveal a Yanmar electric windlass. The stainless steel pulpit sports a polished stainless Bruce anchor. The molded tub stows 150 feet of chain in the bow, but we'd like to see a larger hatch built into the tub since tangled chain can be a real hassle with only these 2 small access holes to work with. Formula builds an excellent hardtop, and this is one of the best we've seen, with a painted panel coordinating the color with the rest of the boat, along with a remote control ACR spotlight. Going below, we find a wraparound settee forward that converts to a berth with a dual-height table. The table legs mount on these receivers in the cabin sole. With the 3-piece gloss finish table in place, the lounge becomes a welcoming spot for onboard dining or cocktails. Access to the lounge is a little tight between the corner of the table and the built-in cabinet on the starboard side, but the beauty of the 3-piece table is that it can be used as much or as little as needed. The flat-screen television with Blu-ray player is easy to see. The galley is compact and well designed with plenty of cabinets to stow gear and snacks. A microwave is all some owners need, but there's also a Kenyan single burner cooktop. An underhung stainless sink with stylish architectural faucet and Korean countertop are all well executed. There's dedicated glass storage that's lit with blue LED lights. The galley features soft closed drawers, all constructed with dovetail joinery. There's a cedar-lined hanging locker with a control head for the stereo system and the galley refrigerator below. The flat-screen TV has a Blu-ray player positioned above it, yet it's really mounted on the electrical panel door. DC and AC panels are located behind the TV in a cabinet with that positive latching door. A central vacuum unit is built into a locker beneath the forward lounge with the hose stored right with it. The legs of the three-part lounge table stow in a locker beneath the lounge. The tabletop stows beneath the sole. The lounge table includes short legs that allow it to serve as a platform for filler cushions. The wet head also serves as a stand-up shower. There's an electric flush toilet, a stainless sink with modern fixture, opening port light, and storage in the sink vanity, plus above and a mirrored overhead cabinet. The aft cabin is tucked behind the companionway stairs and has crawl-in height. The space includes a queen-size berth as well as storage cubbies at the foot of the berth on the starboard side, flanking a flat-screen TV. In our opinion, the Formula 370 SS is a well-executed boat with the fit and finish we've come to expect from the brand and the handling that clearly signifies a Formula. And the addition of the twin 483 horsepower Ilmor 7.4-liter engines and the One Drive sterndrive system just makes a great boat even better. And that's our full look at the Formula 370 SS. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.